It's a very profound and deep interview and on political philosophy, and so go ahead, hit me with your next question.
Thank you. So you're saying that there is protection provided for citizens, right? And in return, the citizens provide political allegiance to the body politic as long as they protect their rights. Is you're saying that's what the Constitution is doing?
No, the Constitution is putting in print a perspective that was enunciated in the Declaration of Independence, which is to secure these rights, as they say in the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson's phraseology, governments are constituted. It's telling you that the only proper function of a government is to secure the individual rights of the citizens. In his terminology, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I would have put in property as well, which was the Lockean perspective. So that's what they attempted to do in more detail by limiting the power of the federal government and dividing jurisdictions between the federal government and the state government and all sorts of other stuff by and that's what they did. So.
I would say though, but if there's no protection, right, there's no political allegiance, thus there is no such thing as citizens, right? You have many Supreme Court cases like Winnebago versus DeShaney County that have decreed that there is just no obligation to protect your life, liberty, or property. It does not exist. So if there is no obligation to protect your life, liberty, property,
we have straight from the original.
If there's no protection, there's no citizenship.
I don't know about no citizenship because you still have a passport and everything. But
no, that's just. But 50 years ago, you didn't need a passport.
Right. 50 years, I thought you did.
50 years ago, you didn't need a passport to freely travel, right? And
I think you did.
No, there's a time you never need passports to travel. You didn't need it all the time.
Ever since I can remember. You're older than I am.
Anyway. In terms of like protection, though, how can governments say that they're here to protect you when first they must rob you of your property through taxation in order to say that we're here to protect your property?
No, you see, I think people have a right to get together. Those people that think that you need a limited government in order to have optimum protection of your rights have the right to get together and form a government. I think that's what they did essentially when they had the Constitutional Convention and wrote the Constitution. A different question is, okay, now in that country, in that geographical area that is dominated by the disagreement by this government, people pop up, maybe like yourself, and say, you know, I don't like this deal. I don't think I need a government, a limited one, or any other kind, to have my rights protected. I want to have an anarchist society.
I want real protection.
And, well, you think you're going to get real protection in the anarchist society. You may or may not.
Today. Doesn't it exist?
Well, you have...
The Supreme Court judges have ruled there is no protection, no obligation, doesn't exist.
Well, I think that we have various degrees of protection, and they can be doing a better job or a worse job. I think you still do have protection against foreign tyrants and against.
It doesn't exist. I was in the military myself, right? So I thought I was defending the freedoms here, but it's here at home that we're losing our freedoms, not overseas, right? If we grant the military as a measure of success to defend our freedom, we will have more freedom today than we did versus 5 years ago, 20 years ago, before the National Defense Authorization Act, before the Patriot Act, before the increasing rise of taxation and restriction of markets. I believe the mission has failed.
Well, I'm not following exactly.
I'm saying that we don't have security. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well,
it doesn't exist.
No. I think security, how well the government is performing its job, and securing the individual rights of the citizens, has varied, and in many regards, it's been eroded. I think there is a degree of protection. I differ from you. I think the government is protecting us fine from foreign tyrants. That's an important job. I think
the police tyrants are here.
Well,
Every politician's a tyrant whenever they want to take your power. The police, when they put you in a cage for victimless crime.
Well, okay. So what you want to do is argue.
Okay, so my turn was like, what do you think about an opportunity for you to have a contractual obligation for security?
Did you understand what I said before? What I said is that people like yourself who think that you can get optimum protection, which, as you remember, I said it was in degrees, and what you're looking for is optimum, and think that under anarchism you can have optimum protection. I'm in favor of people like that who say, look, I think we're getting very little protection, so we get a lot more protection under anarchism or anarcho-capitalism.